Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash. Joining with me today, as always, is Stan the Man. Thanks for bringing a drink, man. Could you save me, somebody? And his pal Forky, what are you doing? I told you, buddy, you're not trash. You're not trash. Come on, Stan. What's going on? Jeez, Forky. What's going on? Yeah, I'm looking at you. You're supposed to set the kid straight. Oh, boy. Anyways, we're here to look at Marvel previews. This is issue 24, July for September. So this is the comics coming out in September. Man, my voice is froggy. Nothing good cough won't fix. All right, J.J. Abrams, Henry Abrams, Sarah Pichelli doing this new Spider-Man #1. Now, I remember once upon a time, back a long time ago, when a certain Spider-Man book was coming out. It was just called Spider-Man, and they gave it to this upstart artist called Todd McFarlane. And there was all these rage, and people were like, you can't give Todd McFarlane his own book. He's an artist. He doesn't know how to write. Here's the thing. Guy sold millions of copies of Spider-Man. He was probably the biggest Spider-Man star that there's ever been. So damn straight, he gets a Spider-Man book, and his writing wasn't the best, but I'll tell you what, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man writing makes current Marvel writing makes that old McFarlane writing on Spider-Man #1 seem like, Shakespeare. It was, man, history has really helped him out. So fast forward to today, we're getting another new Spider-Man, the adjectiveless Spider-Man. And who's getting it? Henry Abrams, the son of a popular movie director, J.J. Abrams. It's like, has he ever written a comic? No. Has he ever drawn a comic? No. Does he read comics? Maybe. No one knows. It's like, but give him a Spider-Man book. Sure, why not, right? Now, make no mistakes. If you saw the interview for J.J. Abrams was just like tuned out. He didn't give two shits about this, and rightly so. This book's probably going to sell 30,000 to 50,000 copies. It's a drop in the bucket. J.J. Abrams going to go. I mean, he just directed, the Star Wars movie. It's like the biggest domestic grossing film of all time. He's doing this for his kid. He's stamping his name on it for his kid. And that's fine. I'm happy that he's there because his experience in writing and so forth will probably help Henry shape a good narrative. He'll be, that'll be helpful. But geez, even the dogs are upset. So anyways, this is kind of old news now. So I'm not going to hash over it too much. This cover is, you're like, what are you doing with your fingers? That's adjust the brightness on the screen so you can see this cover. Oh God, this looks like it traced. It really looks like they found some Twitter image of a girl like on a tree swing or something and drew it and then like positioned it so it's on Spider-Man's knee. This looks like a real person's physique with these little spindly chicken legs of a girl who like never eats so she can keep her figure. But when you do that, you lose. You don't have any muscle tone or anything. And comic book characters don't look like this. Yeah, it looks awful. All right. Now, I have not read this at all. Not speaking of this, I'm talking about the previews. I have not read the previews at all. I like to do these blind so you get my authentic reactions. And I'm not a big Marvel guy. I haven't done any Marvel previews up until this point. I've had people ask me to, so I'm gonna. But I'm probably gonna not care about 90% of what's in here. The big news here is Powers of X, House of X. And this is the controversy. There's a lot of talk about this. They canceled Uncanny X-Men in the last issue, just came out this week, issue 22. Now, it sounds like, okay, that's 2 years of X-Men. That's in a real comics world, that would be 2 years of X-Men. And it's actually only 6 months because they released the book practically weekly. There's a couple weeks that it didn't come out, but yeah, they just barfed out X-Men books And the real travesty of this all was they promised fans, they said, we heard you. We know you don't like the X-Men Rainbow series, the red, white, blue, yellow, green, whatever, all the different colors. We know you don't like these. We know they suck. We know you just guys want old school, uncanny X-Men the way it was, and we heard you, and we're bringing it back. And they brought it back, and I was like, don't fall for this, guys. And people were enthused. Oh, it's uncanny. Everyone's excited. It's uncanny. It's got the name on it, so therefore it's better. It's like it's the same shitty X-Men they've been giving you. They just changed it from X-Men Red or X-Men Gold, and they just put uncanny on it. And they got an excuse to reboot number 1 and sell a ton of issues. So and then 6 months later they announced they were canceling it. 6 months later they abandoned Uncanny X-Men. And the real crime, the real travesty I was getting to, was 6 months before they launched it, they knew they were doing this. They knew they were going to launch this. Uncanny X-Men was never going to be a permanent thing. They lied to your face. Marvel Comics lied to fans, got them to buy all these duplicate books of a series that means nothing. All these variant covers they sold for a series that means nothing. And now they're going to sell you this. Now, but here's the kicker. It looks kind of cool. Jonathan Hickman is doing a bang-up job promoting it and making it sound like, man, we're going to finally give you the X-Men you want. But it's like, didn't we just hear that? How do we know that this isn't going to, like a year later, they're going to reboot this and Jonathan Hickman's going to write his stories out and then they're going to reboot? Part of the reason why we had Uncanny X-Men is this was delayed. And why was this delayed? Well, my theory is because they're going to be pumping these out weekly. So there needs to be a lot of lead time. I have a feeling Jonathan Hickman's only going to be on this for like a year, 2 at the most. But they're going to pump out all these books weekly, bi-weekly, try to get about 24 issues, but before the year's out, and then go for the reboot. But the problem is you can't pump out those books that fast. You've got to get this huge lead time. So they've been working on this. So they have, all these issues ready to go. Just kind of like I do with my videos here. I try to get, 4 or 5 recorded ahead of time and then just put them on YouTube and schedule the release. That's the goal. I don't know. Part of me is excited because I love X-Men. X-Men is my bag. I was like, I desperately would love Marvel to make a great X-Men book, but they've shit the bed so much that even if it's good, it's still surrounded by shit. This X-Men needs like 5 years of greatness to slowly pull back the fans and to show this commitment. I don't want 6 months of greatness. I don't want like, hey, do you remember when we did that miniseries that was all fantastic? I don't want that. And then it goes back to being shitty again because you got me all into it, and then it's like, oh, it's shitty. I don't want it. I don't want to emotionally invest in that. I want to know that this is like Marvel back in the 80s under Jim Shooter, where it was like, we are committed to making great comics for decades. So when you buy our book, and then month after month you come and give us your money again and again and again, you know that the next month you're going to get something great, and the next month for years and years. And if these artists and writers move on to different projects, we're going to do our damnedest to fill their shoes with someone competent and just as good, if not better. My phone's overheating, so hopefully my video doesn't cut out here. Anyways, moving on. So I just decided to swap the battery out because it was getting low. Take the phone case off because I don't mind my phone was overheating. Anyways, back to the action. We already talked about this. Look at all the variant covers you're going to get for this book that's just by a kid who's never... so stupid. I hope this is a good story, and maybe this kid will be a good writer and, become a career in comics, but this isn't what you do. You don't... This is... you don't... Marvel wages war, and they have all these leftists working for them, and they're wage war against the white privilege, quote unquote. And here, this is a perfect example of what the white privilege they say exists. It's, oh, jeez. And you get some. The art doesn't look terrible. Strike Force, Teeny Howard. What the hell is this? We already have Savage Avengers. Do we need... No compromise, no mercy. Well, here's all the issues of House of X. Look at this. Previews for September. It's already issues 4 and 5. 2 months. In 2 months, we're going to be on issues 4 and 5. Get prepared to be steamrolled weekly. House of X, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, every month. Week 1. So you're buying these books weekly, and they're $4.99 each. So they're $20 a month to get your House of X books. You're like, well, Ash, I just pick one. No, you can't. They've already talked about that the story, you need to read both to follow the story. Oh, look at that. More. 4 and 5. All right. Marvel Comics. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Marvel Comics 1001. The biggest story in Marvel history continues. It was a story too large for any one issue, with too many classics or classic Marvel creators who wanted to take part in the fun. And so the party continues on with this additional celebratory issue featuring additional secrets and revelations about the Eternity Mask and the person who now wears it. What the... Oh, okay. This is stupid. It's not as stupid as I thought. I thought they were actually launching an ongoing series starting at 1000 and they're just going to go 1001, 1002. Wow. For a company that cares so little about numbering in their comics and they just want number ones all the time, this is an embarrassing... This Marvel Comics 1000 is embarrassing. Wow. Need to take a picture of that. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's some variant cover. That's kind of a cool variant cover. If you pull away, you're just like, oh, it's Thanos. And when you get in close, it doesn't focus. The sad thing is it's just a collage. It's not like a really cool illustration. Not as cool as I thought. Absolute Carnage. Gosh, I'm kind of interested in this because it's Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. And Ryan Stegman is missing from Venom right now because of this book. But I believe, what are these? They're $5 books. Marvel, stop with these events. Just put out good, solid monthly books with good creators. Focus on being good again. Go back to the 80s when you built this comic empire. What made Marvel the dynasty of the 90s was how they operated in the 80s. Venom 18, Donny Cates, still no Stegman. Dang it. Web of Black Widow. Oh, we get another mini-series of Black Widow. Black Widow Year 1. Oh, it's so stupid. It's not Year 1. You don't even know. Jodie Hauser does not... If you tell Black Widow correctly in Year 1, where she's an agent for the Russian... Marvel can't do this right. No way. No way. King Thor 104. Jason Aaron and Assad Ribic. Oh, gosh. I think our boy Jimmy just creamed his pants. Assad Ribic, Jason Aaron doing Thor. Yeah. I think Jason Aaron is super overrated, and he's a raging SJW who lashes out at fans through Marvel Comics. He uses Marvel Comics as a mouthpiece to attack fans, so he's terrible. I don't know why Jimmy, our friend Comic Quirks, we call him Jimmy because he's Superman's pal, likes Jason Aaron so much. The guy's garbage, but Assad Ribic is fantastic. Oh, look at that. Now you know why he's fantastic. And then we got Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda #1 because we got to have new series all the time. And look at this, new ongoing series. There's never an ongoing series at Marvel. Everything is a mini-series at Marvel. If you can stop Amazing Spider-Man at 801 so you can renumber it to 1, you have no respect. These are all miniseries. Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda. Are you kidding me? Wasp is an agent of Wakanda now. Is that Kazar? Oh, come on. Oh, here we go. What? What is he doing there? What is she? This is so stupid. Immortal variant covers. Oh, God, these look horrendous. What it? Oh, no. Get your variant covers, kids. Swordmaster. No one could be less interested in Swordmaster and Arrow. No one cares. Mark Waid in the history of the Marvel. Oh, my God. Oh. Marvel doesn't have a history. It's constantly screwing it up. Why would you make books like this so people could go back and see the history of the Marvel Universe characters and then go, but this doesn't fit with today. It's all screwed up. Why would you shine a light on that? Avengers Loki Unleashed #1. It's not enough that they're giving Loki his own book. Now they've got an Avengers Loki Unleashed book. Stupid. Avengers, terrible. Gary Dugan. This video is going to be salty. I apologize if you're a big Marvel fan and you was hoping to see excitement about books. You know what? I did a review on Savage Avengers #1 and it wasn't terrible. I really wanted it to be terrible because I think this concept of Conan and Elektra and Punisher and Venom and Wolverine on Avengers team. This is just like, can we get the most edgelord characters possible and throw them together? It's stupid. This guy should be in the X-Men, not on the Avengers. Okay? Not. This is stupid. Conan shouldn't be even in the Marvel Universe. This is retarded. This is some dude with a sword running around. So dumb. Oh, gosh. But the first issue was not terrible. David Finch arts. Is it David Finch? No, it's Brian Finch. Oh, God. I'm confusing. It's Finch. Finch's art, I love his covers. Oh, wait. Captain America 14. Still written by the racist anti-American Ta-Nehisi Coates. Yeah, F this book. Invaders #9. This might be the most underrated book at Marvel. I'm not reading it, but I keep hearing from people I know and trust how good it is, and I believe it because it's written by Chip Zdarsky, and who's writing Daredevil, and the amazing, they missed the amazing on the thing, but this amazing Spider-Man life story. It's just called Spider-Man life story, but it should be called the amazing Spider-Man life story because it's amazing. It's one of the best things Marvel's done in forever. Champions was inexplicably rebooted, so I don't know why. I guess to give them another #1 because they couldn't sell books and Jim Zub took over and it still wasn't selling. So they're like, oh, it's not fair, Jim, here. We'll reboot it for you. And it's just, no one cares still. It's because no one cares about Champions. Immortal Hulk is one of the few books at Marvel that people care about. Al Ewing is a raging SJW asshole who hates fans. He blocks me and blocks probably you and most people because he thinks he's better than you and you're a piece of shit. And especially if you voted for Trump, then you probably deserve to be sent to the gulag. But hey, he's writing a decent comic book, so give him your money. I won't give him my money. But here we go. At least he's writing good comics. At least people can rally behind the books and be excited. Here we go. True Believers Month for the Hulk. Interesting. A lot of... What's this? The Ultron Agenda? Dan Slott, Jim Zub, Tony Stark, Iron Man. Oh, God. The Ultron Agenda starts here. Oh, great. Oh, what is this? Oh, terrible. Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor is like a man of two faces. Like, at Marvel, he is the most raging SJW, writes the most terrible nonsense. His X-Men Red was just gag-inducing. He talks about the famous mustard and bigotry issue. Here we see Mary Jane's got, of course, put on the Spider-Man outfit to presumably save Peter Parker. What's she gonna do with the Spider-Man? And look at these A-cup breasts. Like, Mary Jane is a voluptuous supermodel. Like, oh, I guess supermodels aren't voluptuous typically, but she's a bombshell. What is this? This is this. And then Superior Spider-Man, stupid. Doc. This should have been a miniseries. And let's see, Amazing Spider-Man. So much Spider-Man. Black Cat's terrible. I did a review on number 1. I can't even imagine issue 4 being anything good. Ghost Spider, character that shouldn't exist. We already had Spider-Woman, right? Why do we need this? We already had Spider-Woman. Yet Marvel refuses to use her. They want to just pretend that, well, we need more. We need women and we need diversity. You have it. You just don't use it because it doesn't sell. So you keep forcing other shit down our throat. And this is a cosplay character. This is a character designed for women to cosplay as. If you're a blonde-haired girl, all you can do is make this little hoodie costume, and you can run around and look cute. Ghost Spider's freaking. Spider-Gwen was a stupid name, but at least it was kind of funny as an inside thing. Ghost, dumb. And it's kind of funny how all these people around Peter Parker just get also randomly bit by radioactive spiders. Marvel's Spider-Man Velocity. Oh God, I don't even care. Oh look, more Spider-Man. Here we go. Something that's not Spider-Man. Future Foundation, because everyone was missing that for years. They wouldn't have Fantastic Four or anything. And now Fantastic Four is back, and we get Future Foundation, and we get Invisible Woman, who's actually like James. What is this? What is this? You're married to Reed Richards? Jane Foster Valkyrie. I cannot get over how Marvel Comics killed the black Jane Foster to replace her with the white woman. It just doesn't get any better than that. And if the SJWs weren't so caught up in their identity politics with Marvel and just identify, they would be outraged, but they can't. They can't criticize Marvel because that's their little darling. Loki number 3. Here we get a comic about a villain, because villains are actually heroes to the left. We see Marvel Tales Black Panther. If you're going to launch a Black Panther, might as well launch 2. Punisher Kill Crew. Okay, so Punisher's got a kill crew? So someone got an argument with me on Twitter, just like within this past week. I made a comment, something about Marvel screwing up Punisher or something, and then people are like, rah, 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 and all these SJWs just came out of the woodwork to tell me how wrong, and how you don't even read, this guy doesn't sound like he even reads comics. And I'm like, dude, I've been reading comics since before Punisher even had a series, and they were just going at me and just, you don't understand. And Jerry Conway, the creator of Punisher, said this and this and that, and it's like, you dumbasses, do you even know how many issues of Punisher Jerry Conway's ever written? Ever in his entire 40-year history, 40 years of Punisher, Jerry Conway has written, by my count, 2 issues of Punisher. Jerry Conway doesn't know dick about Punisher. He created the original concept of a vigilante with a skull on his chest who went around and shot people, and he was a villain. That's Jerry Conway's concept of Punisher. It was all the people that came later that filled out Punisher's backstory and all. Anyways, they were like, Punisher's a loner, and this. He's a loner? Sounds to me like he's got a team. Oh, look, Punisher's on Savage Avengers. Seems like a real loner to me. Idiots. SJWs don't get comics. They don't read comics. They don't understand it. But then they'll tell you that you don't understand comics. Agents of Atlas 205. What's a 5-issue miniseries? This is the most racist book, the War of the Realms miniseries that they did, Agents of Atlas. Then they can't even spin off. They know they can't spin it off. This is woke points. Oh, everyone's Asian. Here's Silk. Why? Because we got to put all the Asians in a book together. Oh, look, there's another. Black Panther already has a series. Black Panther's got 3 freaking series. Captain Marvel 10. No one cares. This is how many Captain Marvel, she is now up to issue the number of volumes that Captain Marvel has had in just the last 10 years. So let's see if she can make it to 11. Oh, look at this. This is a real Daredevil issue. This is one of the few great... Mark Rucchetto's back! Through Hell Part 1. Oh, man. Mark Rucchetto's back. Daredevil is... Stan. Good creation. Death's Head, No One Cares. Fearless. What the hell is this? It's got Invisible Woman. Don't you already have your own book? Who cares? I actually hear Doctor Strange is a decent book, despite it being Mark Waid, but I'll never know. Ironheart, the other book that no one cares about. You only buy it for woke points. Marvel Comics Presents. No one cares. Gwenpool Strikes Back. What is this? Stupid. LOL, so random. The Magnificent Miss Marvel, they had to reboot because it doesn't sell, so hopefully this number... here's a book that they haven't rebooted. Why is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur can get up to 47? No one... This book sells atrocious. It's like 8,000 issues a month. And that's just what it ships. I'm sure it's like double ships. I've never seen this in my store. Silver Surfer Black is astoundingly good. I'm so excited. Like, between this and Spider-Man Life Story, and this is what kind of got me to like dip my foot back into Marvel again. I love Marvel Universe. The Marvel characters are my homies. DC, I'm developing a relationship with, but it's not my true love. Guardians of the Galaxy, I've been starting to get because it's Donny Cates. What's going to suck is when Cates moves on to other things and it's going to all fall apart. Oh, God, no one cares. Why do we don't need another Guardians of the Galaxy book? Old Man Quill, no one cares. Although it is the same guy that did Old Man Hawkeye, but I think you just can't run these things these ideas. You just can't milk them over and over and over. You got to like take a good idea, be done with it, move on, and get a new idea. Now it's not, that worked, do it again and again and again and again. Ghost Spider Annual, no one cares. Moon Knight Annual, no one cares. Wolverine Annual. Wolverine doesn't even have his own book. How are you getting an annual? Oh, Punisher 15. Oh, look at these characters. You're such a loner, Punisher. Look at this loner. Fucking, you don't even read comics, Ash. Otherwise you'd know Punisher was a loner. He's such a loner. Oh, God. Fucking idiots. Oh, my favorite villain of all time is on the Squirrel Girl issue. Oh, God. This is embarrassing. Squirrel Girl could be a cool, funny book. This could be, in the right hands, Squirrel Girl could be a classic, like, poke fun at the Marvel Universe and have the silly antics and do kind of what they're doing with Gwenpool a little bit, but make her cute, a little kind of not too sexy, but a little girl next door, kind of cutesy, and just have it be like this tongue-in-cheek book, not breaking the fourth wall like Deadpool, but just kind of like the silly side of Marvel, and not quite continuity, like semi-continuity. And it's just they could, but they instead they do the silly Billy, goofball, forced humor that no one cares about. Alpha Flight True North #1. Why is there 3 effing writers on this? Already, that's when you see that, you just run. 1, 2. Max Dunbar, someone Morissette fan. God, the name is a mouthful. And more as artists. How many artists do you need on your book? Run to the hills. New Mutants World War Children. New Mutants War. So Chris Claremont's coming back for a one-shot book? Chris Claremont can't do one-shots. I love Chris Claremont. He's what made X-Men the greatest comic Marvel has ever had. He was the one that made it great. He can't do one-shots, and no one cares about these old New Mutants. I don't understand what the hell this is. This is just a chance to throw him and Bill Sienkiewicz a bone. Here, Chris, here's a couple bucks. Go do something. Dead Man Logan. God, I just can't end soon enough. Sinners Beware. October. Are we getting a new event? Or are we getting a new Ghost? Conan the Barbarian. Jason Aaron. It's total soy boy, writing the most manly character Marvel produces. It just does not mix. These covers are pretty sick, though. Age of Conan, Valeria. What? Because here's the thing. In today's day and age, we have to have representation. So Conan is a man, and he's a man's man. He's what a man's man dreams of being. He's so manly. There's testosterone that just oozes out of his pores. He's essentially a male fantasy, just a prime male. But in today's Marvel, it's you need to have representation. So what do? We've got 2 Conan spin-off books with women characters. Because they don't have Red Sonja. They don't have the rights. So they do. And no one cares about these. Women don't have the same fantasies as men. Women don't run around fantasizing of being all masculine. Right? And so when you write books like this, the reason why Red Sonja works is because she's scantily clad and hot. Talk to my friend Bats. Why does he read Red Sonja? Not because he dreams of being a woman. No, he just likes watching hot chicks run around with swords. But Marvel doesn't want to do that because that would be exploitive. So we got to write it for the woman. We got to dress her up all conservative looking and have her kicking ass. No guy wants to see that. Either they want to see eye candy, they want to see sex objects, or they want to see beefcake, fucking macho ass whoopers that they can dream about being like. So you're trying to appeal to the women. Women don't care about this. And this will suck just like Belit did. But some people will buy it because it has Conan on it. Well, whatever. Their loss. Greg Pak is doing Star Wars. I mean, I tolerate him doing the Firefly comic because I know Boom Studios isn't Marvel, so they take who they can get. Greg Pak's probably one of the better things you can write for Boom, but Marvel can get your Marvel. Star Wars is one of your better selling books. Look, it's number 1, Age of Resistance. Rey gets a 1. Kylo Ren gets a 1. Supreme Leader Snoke gets a 1. Good luck telling this story. I want to know what this... Tom Taylor? This is going to suck. Oh, my God. Oh, Tico gets her own book. No. Just pooping out Star Wars books. Jedi Fallen Order. Oh, looks to tie into the video game by Matthew Rosenberg, who no longer gets to write shitty X-Men books. Young Guns. Zach did a thing about this Young Guns book thing that they released, and he's like, these guys have been in the industry for like 5 to 10 years. They're not Young Guns. Oh, Marvel loves to just lie to their fans. Totally. Oh, and then here, this is Marvel's attempt at doing what DC's doing with their like little young adult things. Rising Readers. God, DC ones are so terrible. Like, I read the Super Sons one, and it's so bad. It makes, like, the Bendis comics look like Shakespeare. So I can only imagine the Marvel ones are at the same terrible. And look at this. Marvel Action. Marvel Comics that's so good, they had to get IDW to publish them. If you're not even willing to publish your own books, if you have to outsource another company to do your books for you, why should fans care? Look at this crazy cat lady Captain Marvel. This is embarrassing. God, that's embarrassing. I get some busts and people just spend lots of money because they love Marvel characters. And then all these omnibuses. Oh, wow. Look, you can get the Bendis, 2 omnibuses of Bendis, $100 each. $100 for Bendis. How many pages is it? It's 20 issues each. That's not worth it. 20. Oh, God. Oh, here's the other omnibuses. Oh, here we go. Now this isn't. If you like Conan, this might be something worth. Roy Thomas, John Buscema, Howard Chaykin. That's a shitty cover. That's a modern cover, right? That's what Frank Cho. But oh, is that an alternate cover you can get? That's the one I'd get. If you want real Gil Kane cover. Look at that. That's where you should go. Incredible Hulk by Peter David. Oh, Peter David did a fantastic Hulk run. Oh, look at that. And look at the alternate one of the great. That's the one you get. The Todd McFarlane cover. Come on. Eisner Award winning black. Remember when the Eisners meant? When was the last year the Eisners meant something? That's what I want you in the comics. What was the last year that the Eisners meant something? Or the Realms Punisher trade paperback already. To get the Punisher spin-off nonsense. Amazing Spider-Man. Remember 25? It was $8. Oh, man. I buy trade paperbacks for half the price. Cosmic Ghost Rider, Destroying Stuff, Major X, blah, 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 blah. This previews for Marvel sucks. Like, their back end is just, here's all our trash. Epic Collection stuff, I guess, is cool. Milestone. Why is this Milestone? Just Executioner song. Oh, there you go. $35. You can get the whole Executioner song. Ironheart gets her own. Oh, jeez. Marvel Rising. This, you want to throw up in your mouth. Read this. Here's the checklist. Unlike DC, it's going to be... What the... You couldn't put it on one. You don't need a checklist for Marvel. Just don't buy this stuff. Strike Force. You might get this. These guys are good. It sucks that it's an exploitive gimmick, but that's it. That is the end of this super long previews. Sorry it's not as good as the DC one, probably. There's just nothing to be excited about for Marvel. It's like finding needles in a haystack. Stan, you're sorely missed, my friend. We need good Marvel. Marvel needs good editorial. Then I don't know what's going on. These guys, Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, are the epitome of what Marvel needs, but they're not able to. They're only able to do their own stuff. Like, they can do they can make their book as good as they can. That's it. They can't. These guys should be running the company. That's sad to say. Well. That's all there is. I got to get going. Tell me what I did well on this, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of regarding this particular previews video for Marvel. Was I just too shitty on Marvel? Was Mr. Negative Nancy, too salty, too sour? Or was it just right? I don't know. I don't know what to gauge on this. Like I said, I have a lot of my own personal issues with Marvel. And I don't want to take that on you guys or anyone that likes what they like. Leave your comments down below. Like, subscribe, hashtag move the needle. I don't know what that's for. That's not related, but you can still hashtag it. And yeah, I'll see you next time.